Hello and good evening to Andy Ann and Amanda. How are you tonight? And welcome to this episode.
Very good, Colleen. And how are you today?
Yeah, not bad. I had that, the singing event, and it was
Oh,
really nice. They were like, they were contributing. They were putting money in the charity boxes for
oh,
Red Nose Day because we have the Red Nose Day and the Sports Relief charity
oh,
boxes,
brilliant.
and they were from last year, and they were contributing. And the one that they contributed to most was The Sound of Silence by Art Garfunkel.
Oh, do you know that song,
Uh,
Amanda?
No.
I'll play it to her later on, Amanda. It's a beautiful song, that one. It's a really...
yeah, it's really nice. It goes, "Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again because the vision's softly creeping. La 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 la." I can't remember it. I have to
You,
look at the words, you
you've
see.
done better than I would have done with that, Colleen. I think, I know me and Amanda do parodies sometimes of songs to each other. Some more X-rated than others, which I certainly can't repeat on there. But we usually tend to forget lines after a line or two each, don't we,
We
normally?
just make it up anyway.
Yeah, we did the make them up anyway, so just for fun still. Anyway, Colleen, I know Amanda's got some news tonight, and we're going to talk about that, aren't we? So, Amanda?
Yeah, I've been given and signed a contract to do some ghostwriting work as a trial to do the first two chapters, and then if they like it, they're going to want me to do the whole book.
Many, many congrats, and I know you'll do very well because you're very good at research. As I was just saying to Amanda and Andy and before the recording, I think it's each to his own. Like, I can't really write like that to time limit or to
Yeah.
a deadline like that. I have to write when I want. Yeah.
I can to a degree, but I have to be in the zone
Yeah.
for it
I think
sometimes.
I've had practice of it now with the deadlines from the copywriting job.
Yeah, no, just to backtrack, anyone who doesn't know what quite Amanda was going on about, you've been, since November, man, Amanda,
Yeah.
haven't you?
I've
So,
been doing copywriting, and you've usually got tight deadlines for that as well.
yeah, but what's interesting with this one Amanda's doing now, Colleen, is, go on, tell her how long she got to write in when you get in a week.
Two chapters of 2,000 words each.
So that's in 5 days basically, and Amanda, Karen, tell a bit more about the brief they've given you and stuff
Well,
like that.
I
Obviously,
can't mention any details.
no, but you
about
tell
that.
them it's quite a lengthy brief they give you, get the
Oh
characters and
yeah,
stuff.
and you get like a little outline of each chapter, as like a little paragraph, so you know what's supposed to happen in each chapter, and you've just got to fill in the blanks to make 2,000 words for the chapter. Then
That's why it was quite. What was interesting, Colleen, was, and how long was the contract they give you? This is like a preliminary contract, wasn't it?
I don't know how many
It
pages
was
it was.
it was a good few pages, and I saw that yesterday. It had about
No,
20.
that's not the
Oh,
contract. That's details about the book and the characters and like the author and the kind of voice you're supposed to be writing in.
and do you know what tickled us, Colleen? Amanda, we went to Mum and Dad yesterday, and we're not breaking any copyright thing with the publisher here. They even got a list of swear words you can use.
Oh
And
right, yeah.
what were they now?
They're quite gentle swear words. You're not allowed to say any really, really bad words.
Yeah, the one that got me wasn't, Colleen. Have you heard of the swear word shoot?
No, never.
It's an American one. I didn't. We had to work the context out of that, didn't we? So
No, well, I explained it to you.
yeah,
It's in place of another word that begins with S and has 4 letters.
and finishes in T, Colleen. That's your clue, right?
You see, that's the thing about London and England and the UK. We just use words that relate to what we want to say, but we don't like. When something happens like the rain, what gets me sometimes is the blustery rain.
Oh,
If I go out and my umbrella, umbrellas are expensive, and you just go out for 1 minute in the rain in England, like in London, and that umbrella is already destroyed, and you haven't even used it yet.
yeah. That's the reason why. Obviously, if anyone's wondering and doesn't live in England, over the past 2 weeks, or last week in it really.
Yeah.
Last weekend we had what was the storm we had last weekend? Anybody? Can you two remember what it was
It's
called?
Harry. Is it Henry or Dennis?
Dennis
No,
was
we've got
this
Dennis
weekend.
now.
Last weekend it was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had another one last weekend, and this weekend we had another one again. So it's like it's been. I'll be glad when it's all over because last week I don't know what it was like in London, Colleen. We had the storm weather up here in London, didn't we? Pretty well all week. It calmed down by the Friday, and it started up again yesterday. So it was like, it's just been absolutely. It hasn't been fun, that's for sure. So getting to, I know I mentioned in the
every
podcast last week it
conversation,
was fun. It was.
every conversation has to start, or has to be about the weather.
Oh, it's called
in
being
the UK.
It's called being British.
Yeah.
Do you Randy do that? Can
And
you say
then
that?
in the summer, it usually starts with, "Oh, it's hot. I'll be glad when the winter comes." And then the winter's like, "Oh, it's so cold. I can't wait for the sun to come back."
True. There's the truth behind that, Amanda.
Andy, you were saying last week to Amanda, okay, so we talked about the negative aspects of copywriting. What are the good aspects? And the good aspect was, oh well, you see, you could get a title that you want, or you could do that, but that's the good aspect of copywriting.
Oh yeah, completely. Now we listened to a podcast, or Amanda has, haven't you, with a mutual friend of ours who did a ghostwriter recently, and
Yeah, I found it interesting because he was saying that even though you're not allowed to talk about the books that you've done and who you've done them for, he's never had to advertise for work, and people always get in touch with him. So somehow they must find out about you, even though you're not allowed to talk about it.
That is so interesting. So maybe that's what you could do then, Amanda, because you like that kind of thing, research and spending a lot of time doing all these different aspects of.
You get sometimes well clean. I know I've heard rumours going around on only the past 2 weeks, so I'm not naming the authors in question, but we've done a review on one author's book recently for Reading in Bed this year, and I heard a rumour going around. I know he's wrote about 7 or 8 books now. He's done alright actually, as his books are getting bigger and bigger, but previous to that he ghost wrote 2 books of quite a famous fantasy author. So it makes you wonder whether the publishers think, oh, he's done that good a job on it, let's bring a book out under his name. You don't know what you're going to get sometimes.
There is a plus side to it, because like if I write a book, then not many people are going to buy it because nobody knows me. But if I write a book for somebody who's a big name, then lots of people would buy it. So we both benefit.
Yeah, that's a good point, and that's a good idea. So that really inspires a lot of people to start copywriting and then go on to different aspects of writing.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm always a believer, Joanne. When I first started really getting into poetry clean, it was 2007, around the year before we got talking really, I didn't think it would lead to as many opportunities as I've done recently beyond that, because it's broke off in quite a lot of directions for me. Like, I never thought I'd end up podcasting regularly, for example. Never thought I'd end up releasing my music regularly. And I never thought I'm just about to release my 4th book as well. And then end up falling in love with a fellow writer as well. It's funny because I think the way creative soul is, one thing always leads to another, and it could branch off in all kinds of directions.
You don't know when the next opportunity is going to come from nowhere at you.
That's a really good point. So that really is an inspiration to all would-be writers to just keep on writing.
Yeah, I think I would. I always tell people that, because you find when you're in society you're in now, you're in a very internet-based society nowadays. It's much more mobile than it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. With the advent of the internet, and you can end up connecting with people all over the world a lot more easier nowadays.
Yeah, that's really interesting as well. And also, writing lets you go into another world, doesn't it? Like a fantasy world that you probably don't live, but you can live that world through writing.
Yeah. Amanda, you're doing probably more. I know you're getting more time than me at the moment. I'm not getting a lot of time. But obviously, what do you think to that point, Amanda? I agree with it.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to live for some of my books anyway.
They're that miserable sometimes.
Just for zombie ones.
Yeah.
I like writing about them, but I don't want to wake up in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh no.
That we've got, talking about the apocalypse, now that we've got Brexit now, what do you see different? Do you see anything different? I haven't seen anything changed yet, or maybe it won't change until it actually happens.
Not yet.
But it has happened.
Not massively. I've not noticed any the scaremongering happening with the food prices and stuff happening around here. The big one that's been interesting the past week or so is this rumour going around about the BBC getting dissolved.
Right.
Because they're talking about, and it's been all over the papers past 2 or 3 days, this, and the government, this is not getting political talk, I'm not flexing my views on this at all, but it's like, it's interesting, man. What do you think of the rumour going around about the TV licence getting dissolved? Because they're talking about getting rid of it, making it on subscription service, akin to like Amazon and Netflix.
Yeah, I still wouldn't subscribe to it though.
But you think really, Colleen, I don't want to subscribe to myself, but a lot of it is I'm not saying what the government think of the BBC, is you look at that, like in the States, it's been it's a lot more, they're on cable channels for 15, 20, 30 years over there. Their system where they have TVs is like, there's all a lot more pay-per-view stuff than we get over here. And with the invent of Netflix and Amazon, and also this applies a lot to podcasting as well, because we're in the infancy of podcasting still. And you think like, me and Amanda have talked about Patreon a lot more, and have you heard a lot more about Patreon, Amanda, Colleen?
Patreon, yeah, it's called Patreon.
Patreon, yeah. That seems to be very popular at the moment as well, when bands and stuff and artists are using that to connect with people. And there's a lot more subscription services coming through in this country at the minute. It's coming into the next couple of years, don't you, I think?
Yeah, true. So, we could actually eventually just see everything being put on Patreon and nothing on YouTube, because YouTube only works if you monetize the channel, but sometimes it's difficult to monetize a channel if there's like 3 of us in there, because then you'll not see anything whatsoever. So it's just for us, it's just a venue to just do a podcast. But
yeah,
I can see. Yeah,
I'll say one point, Colleen, as well, before well, it's 12 minutes already now, but I've managed to work out in the past 2 weeks or so. I've had some trouble doing it as well in some cases. I have to upload my old podcast on Bandcamp and Mixcloud onto YouTube now, and it's been quite interesting really, because like there's something everybody to bear in mind, there's a lot of traffic you can get on YouTube without realising, because the podcasts are spoken label and Bandcamp are doing alright, they're not doing bad at all, but there's been some I put the last 2 up now on Bandcamp the past couple of days, and the figures on one of them has been exceptionally good. So it shows you there is a market for it, I think, definitely.
Yeah, so maybe that's what you should do then. But there's also Vimeo, which is really, really good as well.
Yeah, I have used Vimeo. Vimeo's really good actually, because
I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is.
It's not as popular as YouTube. It's a video one. Oh. And what good about Vimeo is, Colleen, and it's quicker. It's quicker uploads. Because I've got a couple of videos on there from old uni films I used to do, and there's at least 2 of them going over an hour, and I could never quite get YouTube to accept them that size, and they're big files. They're on there now, and they uploaded them really quickly. So yeah, I agree. Totally agree there with that one.
Yeah, that's all. Because I have a few uploads on Vimeo, because I wanted to use another venue that had a clearer sort of image on the screen, and that's why I use Vimeo. But I think when it comes to uploading a lengthy one, I think you have to have a subscription now. They're also subscription based, or getting there now. Yeah.
Oh well, it's interesting to know, Colleen, on one of the videos I uploaded on YouTube over the past week or 2 was I do a comics news podcast I told you before, and Amanda's on board, my friend, the 3 of us, and my friend Michael, and I managed to get an hour and a half video up on one of them on YouTube during the week. It did it much to my surprise, so it can be done, that's for sure. So I think it's fiddly.
Okay, it's coming up to 14 minutes. It's been a really interesting evening about copywriting, and also for Amanda, because it's really nice to know that it does actually work, and that you can get something. You can get work from it, which is really nice.
Hopefully next week, everybody, we'll be able to give you an update and Amanda tell them a bit more. Obviously, without finding too much details, how she's gone on the next week and we're writing.
Yeah.
Because Amanda, tell people very quickly, in like 10 seconds, what you're doing on this week. You're doing 2 days of writing, aren't you?
Yeah, 1 day of editing and then putting it all together to send before the deadline.
So in 4 days, so she's going to try and do 4,000 words in 4 days.
I thought you said 2 days of writing and 1 day of being in bed.
That sounds good. I'll do that instead.
Right, guys. Colleen, it's about to get 15 minutes, so we'll call that. That's a good conclusion, that.